Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is my 1990 Mercedes 300E, and today we're going to be going over a couple small maintenance items, just kind of cruising around and checking out a couple other things on my car today. But to start off, we're going to pop the hood and get right into today's video. So everything's been going really good with the car as far as spitting and sputtering. The car has a very faint at idle. I wouldn't say sputter. It just you kind of feel it like kick every so often. So I was doing some looking around online. Somebody had mentioned do not skip out on this maintenance item. And it is just some sort of plastic insulator for the distributor. It goes behind the button. So I got to take the cap and the button back off and replace that. This is sometimes they wear down and it'll give you some weird arcing. I don't hear any arcing anymore, but I figured why not throw it in there? It's a maintenance part. I'll know it's done and see if it'll make the engine just run absolutely perfect, or like if it's making it have like a small faint arc or sputter. But other than that, the car's been driving great. I haven't had any big problems. Downside is this part is like $50, $60. Yeah, it's $60 for this part. Better safe than sorry. So let's get that in there, and real small maintenance. I just got to undo these 3 Allen keys again. So you can see it right behind the cap. It's just dangles right here. There's not much to it, and I guess these just kind of wear out over time. Good mate. It looks old as can be too. It looks like it's never been replaced. So nothing this fresh one won't get in there and help us out a little bit. So there's 3 bolts holding in this little button. Nothing serious. Real easy job. Like I said, it's a basic maintenance. Showing you guys a couple fun, quick things that'll just help with the performance and keep your W124 healthy. One more bolt in the center there, it's a star, so I'm gonna have to get something good on there to pull this out. So interesting enough, it's weird that this little bracket the button sits on actually comes out. I'm not too I thought I was just gonna have to take out just the button, but again, doesn't seem too bad. I think once we get that out, if we have a hard time getting this off, I can actually use the bolts from the button to tighten in and pull this bracket off. Here we are. I've taken my bolts, and actually just by tightening them a little bit, it worked this little bracket right out of here. I think I can actually use. It's a little hot. It's a little hot. The car was just running, so don't mind me throwing everything around. It is just super hot. But now we can take this off. No, nothing crazy. I mean, it's a little worn out. The gasket's pretty chewed up. But this can come out of here, and our new one right here, OEM part from SCP Euro. I love these guys. Goes right in. I'm actually going to clean up that surface and then plop this in. Giving that a good wipe down. This is going to sit right in place, and it sits there very nicely. Brand new gasket. Everything looks great. We're going to take our little bolts back out of this, put them back in the button, and to set this in place, all you got to do is tighten down that center bolt that we took out with the torque head. Should be real simple stuff here. This is insane. Brand new cap, has a big crack right in the center. That could definitely be causing us some big issues. So, gonna need another cap. Woo! But anyway, bam, there we go. Everything's back together. Gonna run this until the new cap and rotor comes in. Probably just order both again. Probably from SCP Euro this time instead of O'Reilly's, because that's what you get, man. You gotta order them quality parts. You get what you pay for. Gotta give it that start. Make sure she runs fine. Should be entirely chilling. Got a little bit of a hard start still too every so often, but everything right now should be all good. Cool. So the car's drivable just until that comes in, but still a bummer that cap is already cracked. Yo, what's up, guys? So we are standing here today with my 1990 Mercedes 300E. This is the 3.0 straight 6. And something I got to do, I've had the car for a couple weeks. The car sat for a little while, though, about a month or so plus before I even bought it. So I don't know the last time the oil was changed in this thing. So lucky for this car, she's getting a full synthetic oil change today. All I run in all my vehicles. You pay a little extra, but it's, good for your car. I'm going to run some 5W30 when I went to the parts store. They just said, yeah, 5W30. I was like, cool. I didn't do any research before I went there. Just didn't think of it. Got a nice Canon oil filter as well to throw in there. But to even get to the oil filter, it's way back there. I actually might not. I was going to take off the air box, but I'm probably not even going to do that unless I have to get some sort of, filter wrench on there. So I'm going to see if I can avoid taking that off for right now. Let the oil just run down and get that up there. I thought we were going to take the air box off. Online, it says we're going to need 6.9 quarts. Right here, I only have 6. I do have another jug in the back of one of my mini trucks full of 5W30 synthetic as well. So I'm going to use that accordingly once I add the 6 quarts in. It's 6.9 quarts with filter. And obviously, we're doing our filter. The myth right here, but it's supposed to be easier to drain if you take off your valve cover cap. Haven't actually taken it off. I haven't had a need to. I'm going to get that all cleaned up. Something else I found out that is really cool, I was just looking online, is there's actually a piece of plastic trim that's supposed to go here that'll actually like hide all my spark plug wires. And that would be pretty awesome. And I think it'd be kind of needed and really, really clean up the engine bay. So I have my wires sitting right over the exhaust, taking all the heat like that as well. So we are at the front of the car now. And right here is our drain bolt, our little drain plug. You take that, bop, got it right there. You're gonna want to do this when the engine's a little colder. I drove this earlier. This engine runs pretty hot for whatever reason, but we are getting this out now, and bam, there she goes. It's a little dark. It's a little dark. See, so I'm happy we're doing this. Don't want to lose that little gasket on this plug, so make sure that stays with it. Yeah, I don't know. I think this oil's a little older than I thought it was. It's not looking too pretty. As you'll see, my oil pan's up here, but I had to move the pan all the way back here to break that oil filter free because it's kind of like a big mess if I don't move the pan. But, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, this is real easy maintenance. Probably one of the most important things you can do for your car is stay on top of doing your oil changes. Every 3,000 miles is really what they recommend. But it's definitely worth it, you know, especially if you care about your vehicle. All right, let's get this out of there. Make a little bit of a mess, that's okay. Nice, check that out. So it doesn't drip out as much oil as I thought it would have. I've never had a car where the oil filter's on the top. So usually it fills with oil, you take it off, you pour it out. Since this is already facing upside down, all the oil's kind of pretty much out of it. Now we're gonna check our new filter, see if it's a good size. This is really cool too. They put a little hex head on there in case you have a hard time getting it off. Pretty generous, K&N too. It's like 20 bucks, but yep, they're about the same size. I'll put it right on there. And another good thing to do is you take a little oil, wherever you can get it, get your handful of oil, and just lube up the seal, and then we'll go tighten it back down by hand. Right down there you can see is where our oil filter needs to go. So let me work this thing down there, and we'll tighten it on. We're just gonna snug it by hand. A little awkward. Looks a little more awkward than it really is. Just because I'm holding a camera with one hand. Give it a good turn. And that's pretty good. Like I said, very weird placement. They want that hose right up against your filter like that. Whatever. Minor design flaw, but that's okay. Seems to have been holding up all this time anyway. Now we're going to get back underneath the car, tighten the drain bolt, and fill this thing with oil. All right, we're back under here. Get your wrench on there and just make it snug all the same. You don't want this coming off while you're driving. Just a good little, yep. That's perfect. We can pull all of our oil out from under here and we'll go up top and fill it. So the first 5 quarts of the 5W30 synthetic, I can just pour in here. I don't have to worry about it overfilling. I'll put in the 6 quart and then I'll check the oil and see if I gotta add some. Then we'll start check it, see if I need to add any more, and then we're done. I mean, doing an oil change is a real simple, fun, easy maintenance. And when I pull this out, it says we are right where we need to be, but there's no oil in the filter. I haven't start checked it yet, and it's supposed to take 6.9 quarts, it said. So, like I said, it's a good thing we started with the 6 quarts. And like I said, I'll give it a start, let it run for a few seconds, turn it off. We'll let it sit, and then we'll check it again. I've just turned up the car. I've let it sit for a few. I just wiped off the stick. You always want to wipe it off first. Now we're going to pull it out and get our reading. And we are just about where we need to be. We're halfway up, so I can just add a little bit just so there's a little extra, but then we'll be good to go. And then we can take this thing out on a drive. So essentially, it's really only used like 6.3, 6.4, but it's good to have a little extra just in case. And that's as simple as that, boys. That's an oil change on the 90 Mercedes 300E with the straight 6. Simple stuff, and now I don't got to worry about it for another 3,000 miles. Another big thing to note too, while you're checking the oil on your first startup, make sure that you're checking your oil filter look down below and make sure there's no dripping, because if there's dripping, your oil filter isn't tight enough. We are all set in this case. And now that my oil change is all done, I'm all set to go for a drive. All right, guys, check this thing out. I have no idea what it even is. I can't tell if it's a Ford or a Chevy. Neither. Honestly, it's kind of hard. It could be an old Dodge. I don't even know what we're looking at. We're gonna walk around though for y'all. This is just parked on the side of the road, and I love it. It's definitely an early 50s car grill of some sort in the front there. I can't quite make it out. On some cool, these are Kragers. That's pretty sick. I would have thought they were American Racings with that like deep dish look. I don't even, like I said, I don't know what we're looking at. I kind of want to say Ford, man, but man, if everybody knows, let me know. See, yeah, it's tricky. It's custom. It's just real heavy custom. Those are GTO taillights. I see that right off the back, like 69, 70. I think they're 69 GTO taillights. Wow, dude, the patina, it's chopped. You got some scallop paint inside. That's so cool. A custom interior. A nice, like I said, a real nice chop. I thought it was widened at first, but this hood just may open up in sections instead. I love it. It's very, very radical and unique. I don't know what the mirrors are from. They look like maybe like fiberglass mirrors from like the 90s. I don't know, man. It's not really, because they're molded into the door. It's so interesting, this whole car. Maybe they're Monte Carlo mirrors. They kind of look like my brother's Monte mirrors, but they kind of fade in like the Catfish Camaro mirrors do. Man, this is some interesting truck. I love the plate on the side, the Ghost Surf. Whatever it is, man, it's real cool. I'm gonna say Dodge. We're gonna go with Dodge. But that's about all I have for y'all. You just had to walk around and see this thing. It is too cool not to show y'all. No way. SL Roadster, that was crazy. So the main Land Yacht Club had a meeting earlier, and they are all posted up outside. We've got a nice SS Impala over there. Wanted to grab that clip. They all were posted up outside the pizza joint while we are on our way over to get the car. We're gonna go wash the car finally with the pressure washer. I've been meaning to do that, but I saw them all cruise by the beach. I was like, oh, I gotta get a clip because I know they're outside that pizza joint right now. Well, here we go, boys. Been wanting to do this for a minute. These wheels are so nasty in the crevices. I'm hoping. I don't know, I see a little black coming out. Probably not gonna do as good of a job I was hoping, but anything else. We're just gonna go right through this whole car, all this. Time to come off, get some of these markings off down there. Just gotten this thing all pressure washed up. Bottom came out, yeah, I think I need a stronger pressure washer. I gotta spend some time scrubbing down there. Wheels didn't really change too much. A little bit, but again, it seems like something that's just gotta be scrubbed. But overall, pretty happy. It was my first time really pressure washing it since owning it. So I'm gonna go drive it, get some of that, get some of the water off this. Usually I'll take like a microfiber on the cars that I show, but this is just pretty much my daily. But check this out. Bam. I mean, if you already have a Mercedes from the 90s, you probably already have the mono wiper, know about it, but if not, it's still pretty cool to see. I love the way it goes up and down like that. One more. It just like pumps. Mono wiper. Dude, that is fast. But yeah, that's sick, and that's just all cleaned up, and we are good to go. Boys, I'm so excited. My girl just realized there is a legitimate third buckle. I can fit 3 people in the back here legally. I was gonna add a third buckle. That's so sick. Yo, I feel bad for it's dirty right now. We had some people here. I was just at the beach. Let's see. Let's try out this third seat life. Actually kind of comfy. I mean, these seats, a little close, but yeah, not bad. That's insane. I didn't even know. That makes me so happy. Alrighty, so one more issue I am having with my 300E is I'm still getting a bit of a hard start. So we are going to be looking into that. I watched some videos earlier. I looked at some things to check out. It seems like I have like a cold start valve that just isn't activating when it should be. So when I go to start the car, we get these long starts, real rough idle, and then it's fine. That's perfect. Like once it starts running, it's perfect. I'm beginning to think that it is something to do with that cold start valve. So let's get down here. From what I know, it's been replaced by somebody, but we got to take off this air box to get to it. It should be right in the center. Basically, it'll spray a little fuel when I turn the key, or I believe is what it's supposed to do. Or once I'm cranking it, it'll spray a little fuel and just help this thing fire right up. Like, it shouldn't take that long to start. There's been other instances where it will just crank and then it won't start, so I have to turn it off. And then I can start it the second time and it'll run rough, and then it'll be fine. So we're going to take off this air box and take a look. I want to see if the points of contact are corroded. So I got 4 10mm bolts up here. I'm going to peel this off. I have to figure I got to pop all these tabs as well to get the air box off. I pulled my little air neck right off as well, whatever you want to call it. Gotta pull this tube out of place as well, a little breather tube. Kind of like the most ridiculous size air box I've ever seen. Funny enough. But honestly, it's just those starts. Other than that, the car runs great. So, not a big deal there. And yeah, we'll just get this thing off and take a look. Honestly, you probably don't even need to take the top cap off. There's a small chance you might not need to, because your brackets for the airbox are down here. But it'll make things easier to line up, I think. So, not a big deal. I'm just still pretty new to the car myself, realistically. There's supposed to be another tab over there that holds us down. There's one out back, and you just gotta look around. There's one on the side down there to put a 10mm on, and just get all these nuts cracked so I can pull the box off. So right over here is our cold start valve with this little green top. I guess it was replaced. There was a spare one in the car when I got it. Who knows? Maybe they didn't put in a very good one. This car likes OEM parts, and pretty much only OEM parts. To get to the plug, though, I'm going to have to undo this casing right here. Right here, we got like 2 10mm bolts. Hopefully that'll give me enough room to pull it up. There might be, yeah, there's one down here as well. Well, unfortunately for me, it looks like I'm actually going to have to take out the cold start line, which is okay, because I'll probably plug it in outside of the car, put a bag on it, and see if it is working properly or not. All right, we're working out those 2 Allen keys right now. I have disconnected this right here. It was just a 12mm. Feel a little fuel in there, though, so that kind of makes me hopeful that it's working as it should. What I'm going to do is I got a bag here. I'm basically going to reconnect it all, put the cold start valve in this bag, crank it over, and if it's spitting fuel in here, we know everything is fine. Well, everything inside of the plug and right here is looking completely fine, no corrosion. I'm going to plug this in, test it, and see what happens. So with my last few tests, starting with the cold start valve that was in the car, I actually hooked up the OG original cold start injector valve, sorry, whatever you want to call it. It is, I guess, more like an injector. But I'm going to give this a start now and see if it sprays any fuel in here. Literally instantly got fuel in this. I think the cold start valve that it was changed out with is bad. Or this is the new one and they never changed it out. I have no idea. But I definitely got fuel in here. All right, I got Lex in the car now. This is the cold start valve that came with the car. Now, yeah, here, give it a start. We'll see if it sprays out. Good. Look at that. It actually sprayed. That is so awesome. That one wasn't spraying. Right there, cold start valve was our problem. I'm going to get this all hooked back up. I'm so excited right now. You guys have no idea. This is literally going to fix, like, our hard start. I mean, that's it. That literally was it. I tried 3 different hard starts. I thought the car had to be extremely cold to start, but wasn't the case. It's just like the solenoid or something was not opening in that one. I am so ecstatic right now. I want to start this and just make sure there's no fuel that's going to ooze out of the top of there. Just make sure everything's nice and tight. It was tight, but you never know. And it's good to make sure now until waiting till I have everything back together. Car might take a minute to start this time around. Probably have to change out my ignition at some point too, because this is getting pretty bad here. But let's see what happens. Look at that. The car just started right up. Like, no problem. I've never had the car do that. It always takes 1, maybe 2 starts, and then it runs great. But I've never just had it start up like that. So I know this video's got a lot going on. We have a lot of small things that we've been fixing and a lot of things that we've been working on in this video. But I really do try to make these videos for the community. It's a good guide instead of having to do all your online research. I'm just here talking, showing you some real life experience. And, you know, sometimes you got to look at a couple things before you kind of figure things out. But with this car, like I said, the previous owner had told me he changed the cold start valve. And when I got the car, it was stalling, didn't want to stay running. I changed the OVP relay after I changed the fuel pumps and fuel filter. And then I was like, well, if he changed that, let's take a look at it. And right there was our problem. It made the most sense. Cold starts weren't really this car's thing. And I mean, who knows? But obviously, I got a clear indication that the other one wasn't working and this one was spraying. So honestly, my hope is maybe I can share some experience. Hopefully my videos are helpful to somebody out there who's just trying to learn or work on their own car. I mean, you save a lot of money doing the work yourself. You may have come across some trial and error, but that's what being a car guy is all about. Pretty excited to have figured out our cold start issue, hopefully. And then we can just move on from there. And soon we can start modifying this thing once I finish up all the maintenance, which I don't think there's much more to go, if any at all. I'd like to thank y'all so much for checking out today's vid. And if you want to see some more content on the 90s Mercedes 300E, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching, and peace out.